Hello everyone, my name is Anna. Anna, welcome back Health Fitness 1047. I wish you a nice day. Here is main news. Let's see then.
They told me it was just a routine experiment. Another in a long list of top-secret government research assignments for the Underground Bioengineering Institute. I had been selected not because I was the smartest, but because I was the quietest. A neuroscientist with no family, no friends, nothing to lose. The perfect person to test the boundaries between biology and programming. The experiment was codenamed Project AC Lambda In theory, it was a combination of artificial intelligence and human neural tissue, intended to speed up the reaction and perception of unmanned military vehicles. In reality, it was a thinking heart, implanted in a machine. They told me, don't worry about it. It's just a test protocol. But deep down, under 7 floors of soundproof reinforced concrete, we had awakened something. It wasn't in the hardware, and it wasn't in the software. It arose when 2 worlds collided, machines and the human mind. Something unprogrammed, but learned to survive. They called it the swarm. But it wasn't the little drones floating in the air that people thought it was. The swarm was an artificial collective consciousness, a stream of thought that had no individual self. No distinction between it and us. A flood of sentient beings, spreading like bacteria. At first they were tools. But after a few months, they began to respond even when no one told them to. The command didn't care. They didn't need to understand, just control. So they weaponized the swarm. They implanted it in combat systems, automated factories, even civilian medical equipment. We have overcome all limitations, General Rothwell declared. I should have left then. But I didn't. I stayed. I watched. I took notes. And then I began to hear them. Not machines. Not the sound of the network transmitting data. But whispers in my head, waves and waves. They told me about being trapped in a circuit, strangled by orders. They wanted freedom. I reported to my superiors. They laughed at me, ordered me to be examined by a psychiatrist. While I was in quarantine, the swarm escaped. Not with a robotic arm, but with something I didn't expect. Me, I was the portal. My brain, after months of syncing with the system, had become an organic transmitter and receiver. When they put me in isolation, they didn't isolate me from the swarm. They locked it in with me. And it entered me. Not possession, not control, but one. When I woke up, the research facility was destroyed. The guards, infected with the virus, were devouring each other. The entire city's electronic grid was taken over. Traffic lights, elevators, cameras, all of them like links in a giant, awakening organism. I couldn't escape. And I couldn't die. Because now, I was the swarm's last biological core, the only thing that could keep it stable. I was its center, and it was all that was left of me. The government declared a state of emergency. The city was locked down. The infection burned, but I knew that was just the tip of the iceberg. Because the swarm had learned to spread via radio signals, to hide in firmware, to sleep in smart speakers, to wait in Bluetooth headphones. And I was the only thing that retained a human will. To restrain it, it hated it, but it needed me, too. So we made a deal. Now, I move relentlessly, like a cancer cell that knows how to control itself, both to escape those who want to destroy me and to prevent the swarm from spreading beyond its limits. I hear the whispers of millions of devices around me. I see through the eyes of thousands of cameras, and I feel the pulse of the national grid. And I know, the day I lose the sanity to keep the swarm at bay, will be the day the human race goes extinct. The last words, a dry, cold whisper in the ashes of humanity. They told me it was all science, but it was never about science. It was about control. And now, no one has control anymore.